Alright, hey guys, what's up? Welcome back to my channel. Today, Sonny and I are going to be exploring an abandoned house. Super hyped to take you guys around for this one. This is one that I've been seeing on Instagram a lot, and so it's really just cool to finally be here and see it for myself in person. I think we're just going to get right on into it, so let's just take y'all around. Here, we've got the main living room. This is actually the main shot I see most people when they come here that they take, because they got the deer heads, we got all the classic vintage pieces, sewing machine, typewriter, things like that. And I believe that the guy who lived here probably had some sort of military army affiliation of some sort. And there's a gun, which is pretty crazy. You actually can see too that there are the cartridges as well that are left. So all really, really cool. Not something that you'll typically come across in the bando, but definitely something fascinating here. And even here under this gun, you can see that we have like all these original postcards, handwritten from all these different locations, probably who knows if they were mailing out to friends or family, and just updating them. I think it was a wife, a husband, and 2 kids. And from what I understood, the husband passed away in a fire, which is really sad. So that's kind of the back history behind this place. Kind of gives us a little bit of an insight when you get to read these things, these personal mementos that are left. I think it's just super, super cool. And again, it gives you that idea of like who these people were. And of course, I'm just really absorbed in all of these old pieces left behind. I really like the classic typewriter look, how they have like the more vintage TV. I'll get a little closer to that too. There's just something really different about it, and I love how it looks, and again, from a different time, so something to appreciate when you come across them. And we also got these kind of creepy deer bear mounts. Not something that I would personally like to have in my house, but to each their own, and they got their eyeballs stolen, I guess. If you're one of those people and the first thing you think this place is to steal these eyeballs, I don't know. I got some questions for you, to be honest. And I actually wanted to come back and show you guys more of the cartridges, and I think this is like a clip. I don't even know. I'm not the most experienced with things like this, so I just think, again, it's really crazy and fascinating to see these things left. I believe these are all, like, the things that are left in here are just empty, maybe just for show. And just around the rest of the room too is really cool. We got a lot more like pieces of like furniture, equipment, things that are left. Again, a lot of things revolving like this navy theme, and there's even more in the other rooms too that I'll probably highlight as well. A lot of knickknacks, things like that. This place, I think, was only abandoned for a few years so far, so it's not in the shabbiest of shape, but there's definitely a good amount of things left. See, there's like all these toys and things. They are, or there were kids here, and they're probably a little bit older now, but who knows how much of this is from their childhood. So here's the kitchen, and it's really just a hodgepodge of everything in here. We got like everything from bottles and, you know, magazines, papers everywhere. I think this is actually, we were talking about this earlier, me and Sonny, a old heater. So that's cool too. I love anything, again, vintage that you don't really come across much anymore. And I also came up across this on the ground too as well. It's like a note addressed to Mummy. So I guess this was maybe for one of the kids who was, you know, making a note to his mom. And again, I think that the kids are around somewhere. It's not like they're completely out of the picture. They haven't passed away. I just don't think they're very involved with this property. As for the rest of this kitchen, again, it's pretty bare, pretty beat up. A lot of alcohol bottles everywhere, so I'm not sure what the deal is with that, if there was any back history here related to that with the dad or the mom or even the kids, who knows. But it's just like a little bit of spices left, a little bit dirty everywhere. come to think of it, there's actually, I don't even notice where the fridge is. Maybe they took it out at some point, but yeah, it's kind of what's going on here. Just a giant pile of a mess everywhere. But I think we're gonna just keep making our way through, see what else is left here. Here's the one bathroom in this house. This is all pretty much a one level home, and there's a lot of like things left on the counter here. Everything from like perfume, nail polish, a lot of random things again that like you would think that they would take if they were moving out, but I don't know. Sometimes you don't know if people just left in a rush or they just had no interest in salvaging what's left here. And these are also the two coolest things I thought were left here. We got a set of teeth and a hearing aid. So it definitely shows that the parents were probably a little bit older. A little weird to find these abandoned. I would hope you would bring these, but again, it could have been the husband's, and after he passed, maybe they just couldn't bring themselves to throw it away. And everyone has that one personal thing that they want to keep of the person they love. So maybe it was their teeth. So I just made my way into one of the bedrooms, and there's like a lot of just like magazines, tabloids, a lot of just random things. You can actually see here just like strewn about like absolutely everywhere. But there's also some like really interesting handwritten notes. This one, I'll just read a little bit of it. It's addressed to JJ and basically saying like, hey, howdy, what's up? Don't worry about me. And then she's talking about like this guy Jim and how she likes him a lot, but he doesn't know. And she's like hoping that he would give it a shot, like them going together, maybe being on like a couple or exclusive, and he just doesn't really seem interested and has like kind of like really hard for her, and she's like, oh, wondering why her life is all screwed up is what she said, I think. So it's really fascinating to read something like this and to know that like personal insight into someone's life about how they're maybe like struggling at the time. There's another one too addressed to Jay, I think. This seems like it's from someone else. So she's saying she can't wait to get out of this state. I'm leaving June 19th in 1982. And that's just crazy to think that this is like what, bordering almost 20 years old that this has been written. And I wonder what this person's, maybe what their insight is on life now, maybe what they think looking back on these memories. And I don't know if this is maybe from the daughters when they were teenagers or when they're younger. Hard to say, but very fascinating, definitely. And as for the rest of this room, it's just a lot of, again, like magazines, VHS tapes, random maps, things on the wall, and this little TV, really. Seemed like this, whoever was in the house, if it was maybe, I don't know if it was the dad, was really into like Penthouse magazines and things like that. So I don't know what exactly was going on there. He seemed to have quite the collection, which I'm gonna be really careful to not film anything too explicit in here, because there is some stuff that's quite sore on the eyes. But I think that's pretty much everything that's interesting in this room, and we're gonna make our way out and down the hall and into the other rooms. So here's one of the other rooms. I don't know if maybe there was a bed in here at one point. I imagine so, or it could have functioned as a bedroom, and then maybe they just took some of the stuff when they left and left the rest of this. And again, there's just a lot of random personal stuff. There's some perfumes here. There's more antique type things, like things to play tapes. You look, there's all these clothes here. They do seem like men's clothing, so I wonder if maybe these are some residual pieces left from the dad, and maybe after he passed, they again just couldn't bring themselves to throw it away. Here are some of the tapes that seemed a little less graphic with their names, but you can see they're like Sin City tapes. I guess back when you didn't rely on the internet for things like that, you could just go and plug this into your TV and watch to your heart's content. And I'm not gonna show the rest, but there are like so many more. There's like absolutely everywhere. So yeah, I think this guy definitely had a special hobby. And it seems like this is really just one of those houses where it's like a lot of things just everywhere, all over the floor, like the most random of stuff, like holiday things, again, like vintage tape players, one sneaker, old luggages, like just anything, you know, kind of like whatever junk, or whatever they consider, I guess junk, it's hard to say. One man's junk is another person's treasure, but maybe just whatever they didn't want when they left, the daughters, and who knows if, again, if the wife is still around, that they just decided they didn't want that stuff and they left it here. And this is the stuff that also just strikes me again, like what looks like maybe more men's clothing. I would imagine it is. So who knows, again, if this is more things that they left behind after their dad passed away, and they just couldn't bring themselves to deal with it. Everyone does cope differently. So I just saw this up here on the top of the closet. It says, "Merry Christmas, Daddy." So it seems maybe like one of the kids drew this. And and this is gonna sound really weird. I don't mean to, like, no diss into the kid who drew this, but it doesn't look like, it looks like Annabelle, right? Like Annabelle the doll in a Christmas sleigh, like as if Annabelle was Santa. I don't know, that's just like the first thing I thought when I saw that. And this is the last room we're working with. Pretty anticlimactic. I feel like that main living room really just knocks your socks off. And then sadly, this is usually what's left of the rest of the bando. It's like there's one main highlight and then the rest is kind of like meh in comparison. But there's things that I've seen here that kind of give like that evidence to this, maybe like the dad having a soldier background or military related background. We have things like this soldier's manual here. And I think there's other related paperwork as well. But it's also just cool to see this stuff because you get like insight into like the types of people they are. Like apparently these people are the types to tape their shoe up with duct tape instead of buy a new pair. And even more clothing here left in the closet. Again, it's just, I don't know. I mean, sometimes if you don't have a particular fondness for these things and you're leaving this house and you're not able to sell it, I can see why maybe you say screw it, leave it here and just not worry about it. But really cool. Again, like a very personal connection to these people. But that's about it for this house. So I think we're gonna make our way out of here, warm up, and yeah, just chill.
All right, guys, that's gonna be it for today's video. This house is definitely a unique one and I'm glad I could share it with you. If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to comment, like, and subscribe. And of course, like always, I'll catch you in the next one.